Hey guys, Reggie back with a goodbye video. This isn't going to be just YouTube. This is just going to be to the school that I go to, South Intermediate. This is going to be probably about a 5 to 10 minute video listing all the good things and bad things that I will miss at South. One of the bad things I won't miss it at all, is vandalism in the bathrooms. Guys, you're 9th and 10th graders. You guys shouldn't be vandalizing bathrooms. You're 15, 16... some 17-year-olds. Guys, really? I understand that it's towards the end of the year, but when you do it at the beginning of the year, that's just disgusting. Another one of the things I'm not going to miss is a lot of the rude behavior that I saw throughout the year. When people cuss straight at teachers, I'm pretty sure I already made a video about it, but last week on, I believe it was Wednesday, a cop was trying to help a kid who dropped his glasses, and the kid hit the cop in the face. I think that was disrespectful. A lot of kids thought it was badass. You're an idiot if you thought it was badass and you go to this school. Feel free to come hunt me down if you think that I should be killed for not thinking that's badass. But when you hit a female teacher and a female student, that takes it over the line just a little bit. Anyway, that kid was arrested. We don't have to worry about him. One of the things I will miss about South is my Spanish teacher, Mr. Contreras. This is possibly one of the best teachers that you could get here in Oklahoma. He's nice. He doesn't give out too much work. You know, kids of America will think of it as too much work. I don't. I can do it just fine. But I had to take Spanish 1 last year, too. But I just failed because I didn't do anything. And trust me, guys, you guys have it easy. You guys don't have to pay for school. Around the world, people have to pay to go to school, and they don't go just for 9 months. They go year-round, but they only go for, I think it was like 4 hours a day, from 10 to 2, I think was what he said in Spain. Anyway, another thing that I'll miss is Principal Dr. Dale. Even though he wasn't very strict like he should have been, he was still a nice guy. He wasn't a dick like everybody said he was. He was actually pretty cool for a principal. He was always understanding. He had one of the most terrible backgrounds. His father died when he was 3 years old. He never technically got to know his father, and then his mother always disbanded him. It's the opposite way for me. I didn't get to really know my dad that much, and even though I live with him now, I still don't know him. I wish I knew my mom, but my ex-stepfather, who is now dead, thank you, Hunter, or whoever did it, I don't have to worry about that. Although I still don't get to talk to her as much, but I'm glad that he's gone. I'm just kind of here to say bye. Even though I still had 2 days left of the school, I just have to do finals, and then on the last day of school, I'm going to leave my legacy. And not a lot of people will know what it is, because most people who watch this either go to Jinx or anywhere else in this world that's not Broken Arrow. There's probably one person here who might see it from Broken Arrow, and that's my friend Brady. Brady, if you're watching it, don't comment. You already know what it is, so I don't want you to ruin it. If you happen to be another kid from South and you see this, chances are I probably did not like you, because there's very few people I actually liked at South that I knew. A lot of the kids, I didn't even have to know them to not like them because of the way they acted towards others. Whether it be fighting, screaming, cussing, cutting them down. And that's another thing. You don't have to say the N-word 9 times before you have to address somebody. You don't have to use the N-word at all. In fact, I'm pretty sure that term was I wish it would have been abolished back when slavery was abolished. But sadly it wasn't. So, there you go. One of the things that I won't miss about South is the really old classrooms. The walls were creaking, and I felt like there's always something behind them, because every once in a while you'd hear a bang just anywhere in the school, wherever you were at. and like the panels up on the ceiling. And if you go to Broken Arrow, you know what panels I'm talking about. You might have them at your school if you don't go to Broken Arrow. They like fly up, and then we could never figure out what it was. So something in the wall, or maybe just the way the wind is down here in Broken Arrow. I think that's pretty much all I can cover about. If any of the teachers are watching this, Mr. Contreras, you're a great teacher. Don't listen to what anybody else says. Miss Caudle, even though this was your first year, you could have done a lot better than not giving us textbooks to do our work with and not teaching us. Miss Harris, my 9th grade physical science teacher from last year, don't blame yourself for a lot of the students failing. It was their fault. You were a great teacher. I was one of the only kids who actually passed your class. And I saw how all the other kids acted. Miss Thompson, Miss Lindhurst, if you're watching this, you guys were fun. The 20% project was by far my favorite project in there. Or just assignment in general. I'm trying to think of all of the things I've done in all of my classes from all 12 teachers from this year and last year. And I can't remember much from last year. Mr. Robertson, my prep algebra teacher. Yeah, I still hate that I had to have you because all the Algebra 1 classes were filled. And they really couldn't fit one more, which was kind of bullshit. But you were a great teacher. Although, Miss Thompson, being your co-ed teacher, you could have found somebody a lot better to be co-ed. You definitely need to work on your spelling, though. And, all your jokes about your spelling always made us laugh. They even made people in the hallway, whenever they walk by, laugh. And if you haven't seen this, that's great. I think the one teacher that probably deserves the best rating in that whole school that I know of would probably be Miss Ishmael and Miss Gilliam. Yes, they are co-ed teachers, but your class was fun. It was interactive. You guys taught us what we needed to know for that semester. You taught us about Animal Farm. You taught us about Romeo and Juliet. You showed us the new version where instead of having swords, they had guns, and then instead of having horses or carriages, they had limos, and it was a really fun class, except for instead of it taking place over 3 months, it took place over 3 days, which is kind of fast for a relationship to go to pure death. If you haven't seen Romeo and Juliet, sorry if I spoiled it for you. If you weren't going to read it, then you guys shouldn't be complaining. I just saved you about a 2-hour read if you're a really fast reader. No, not even 2 hours. Probably be about an hour and a half. If you're a really fast reader like me. I finished it in the hour that I had, which was like 45 or 55 minutes, one of those two. Dang, I probably should have wrote everything out. Miss Payne, American history, or U.S. history. You were a great teacher. You knew how to do your lectures. You knew it. Even though you did get off track, which I actually kind of like that, because sometimes whenever you got off track, it was really convenient for us. I'm looking forward to your final, actually, believe it or not. Because I looked over the study guide, and whenever you said it's the same exact thing as the test, I was like, okay, so... And you showed us the final. You might not have shown your other classes, but you did show us, believe it or not. You left it up on the podium, and whenever I went up there, whenever you asked for your... If I could get your, pointer thing, I found it, and it was the same exact thing as the study guide. So I already had the study guide memorized, so I should be able to ace your semester, or your, final easily, hopefully. That's all I really have to say about South Intermediate. I'll try to come back and visit you guys whenever I can. I'll see you guys, hopefully in the future.